I would like to introduce Joe Lessard. Has been providing tax accounting services in Southern Arizona since 1999. After graduating from the University of Arizona, he began his career at Beach, Fleischman and Company, one of the Arizona's largest locally owned CPA firms and a top 200 largest CPA firm in the U.S. since he spent time as a generalist, sometimes specializing in medical and real estate accounting, running a small business but never stepping away from tax preparation for individuals, businesses, and nonprofits. As a young professional, his role model were the CPAs that went beyond the numbers on the paper and saw the stories those numbers told. They coached listening over talking, the best advice for anyone in business. Since taking over from Terry Cogin in 2020, his company has been honored with the AC19 Best Accounting Firm Award 4 years running. And he says he does not merely want to be your CPA, but to be part of your financial team. Him and his team work with and advise their clients on all kinds of financial endeavors, from personal and business taxes and accounting to property management and rentals. In addition to being a nice guy, he is willing to share his extensive knowledge freely and in an easy to understand way. I am glad to have the opportunity to introduce him this morning. Please give a warm welcome to Joe Lessard.
Wow, I gotta live up to that. Do I need this?
Yes.
You guys are gonna need, okay.
You're being recorded.
Being recorded. Okay. Just to correct a thing, Terry Cogin, who probably did tax returns for a few of you folks. I included a packet for everybody. The first thing I have on the packet is the 3 most common notes I give to my clients when I prepare their tax returns. So these are the 3 most common pieces of feedback I have for my clients. A little bit about my firm. I bought it from Terry Cogin. Terry had it for about 30 years. I bought it in October of 2020. We do a little over almost 1,300 individual returns. I think right now we do more returns than any other CPA firm south of Tucson, north of Nogales. We're open all year round, and for us, kind of the difference is that you still come in and see us. We don't really do client portal kind of thing. It's more face-to-face, and we say, with the tax return, you basically have a subscription to us all year long. In light of the room, we are constantly trying to improve. We recently sent out a survey. We got some feedback on the survey. Most of the feedback was positive. We had a very small number of dissatisfied clients. We focused on that, and as a result of one of the feedback we got from one of the dissatisfied clients, we've changed our appointment structure. So now we're really holding hard to 30-minute meetings. So before, my staff would come in when the meeting ran over and say, you got this other person in the lobby, you need to get done. Now what they do is they come in when there's 2 minutes left and they look at the appointment and they say, I'm sorry, Joe has someone in the lobby, I have to get you out of here in 2 minutes, because Joe was long-winded. So we're trying to be responsive to our client needs, listen to the feedback in Green Valley, and be a better firm. Listening, I think it starts with listening. There's a lot of talk about the OBBA. There's not a lot of changes for most of our Green Valley residents. The single most significant one is the $6,000 additional exemption. So if we take a look at the second page, it's got this small writing. It talks about the senior bonus. This is a $6,000 deduction. You get it whether you itemize or you're standard. So for most Green Valley taxpayers, most of us are 12% bracket or less. So if you're a single person, 12% bracket, and you get this $6,000, your tax liability should be about $720 lower than it was last year, assuming all income the same. So right off the top, about $700 per person. That's 12% or 10% bracket. Higher bracket, the deduction's better, but in the higher brackets, it starts to phase out. So the government looks at it and says, if you make more than this much money, we think you're a little rich, and we're gonna take some of this back.
Your regular blood pressure and blood sugar can lead
and that will raise your blood pressure. So take care of that. It's a really strange line. Most taxpayers know their own situation and don't understand kind of relatively where they fit in the income structure. I see a lot of returns. So your opinion of what is rich and my opinion of what is rich tend to be based on very different things. Mine is based on 1,200 tax returns. And if I do 1,200 tax returns, I've got an idea of the averages and what kind of money Green Valley people have and what is rich, what's common, and what's not common. So this thing that's $6,000, more than 50% of Green Valley residents are going to benefit from that fully. So what you want to do is you want to go back, you want to look at your tax return, and there's going to be a line on your tax return for your taxable income. It's line, I'm going to mess this up a little bit because it's on SR instead of the regular return, 23, I think. It's going to be on the third page. It's after the deduction line. It's your taxable income. If that amount is more than $6,000, then you will probably get the full $6,000 credit or additional deduction, and your taxable income will be lower by the $6,000. And I'll give you, oh, I've got one here, hang on. Well, we'll look at one a little later because I've got a copy of the return, of the 24 return. I'll show you what line that is. But what I want to do is I want to be able to have you so that you can go home and take a look at your tax return and get an idea of how much of this. The primary reason is that I've had a few clients I've had to call up and say, you probably don't have to make your fourth quarterly payment. Because their quarterly estimate, the fourth payment, is about how much their taxes are going to change with this new credit, or with this new deduction. So if you're a single person and your fourth quarter payment is $700 or less, you probably don't need to make that because the credit is going to reduce your income enough, I'm sorry, I keep saying credit, the deduction is going to reduce your income enough that you won't owe that in taxes. So rather than send it to them and just get it back, you might not want to send that in. If you're a married couple, $1,400. So this new credit's going to change the tax, this new deduction changes the tax calculation, makes it a little lower for most Green Valley residents, probably resulting in you not needing to send in as much for the fourth quarter payment. Does that make sense? And if anybody, when I go over the numbers a little bit, we'll hit on a couple so that later, if you need to, you can go home, take a look, call me up and say, this is the number and this is what I've got for my quarterly. Can you give me an idea of how much to adjust it? And it's real easy. I can do the math in my head and we can do it on the fly. So we can make that change if you want that. So, and then the other issue with this is that it phases out for an individual, each person on the tax return, $75,000 is kind of our floor. So for a single person, 75, for married people, 150,000. Once you go over that, it phases out at 6% per $1,000. So at that level, one of the things that I'll point out a little bit later, when income makes it worse, it's not bad. It feels that way, but it's not. So you get this crazy situation where I'll have people that will come into the office and say to me something like, I have a problem. What is your problem? I turned 73 this year, and I know what problem is coming. So, okay, let me guess. You have to start taking your IRA. Yes, I do. You have to. Yes. What's the problem? I don't need it, and I'm going to have to pay taxes. What can I do? So answer number one. You go back in time to between the ages of 20 and 30, and you stop investing so well. Because that's what created your problem. You invested incredibly well, and now you've got this IRA. And they go, well, I was a teacher, and they told me when I retired, I would be in a lower tax bracket. Okay, my IRA is like $45,000. All right, I never made $45,000 teaching. What am I gonna do? Spend it. You spend it. And you pay the taxes, and that, because if you're saying that you don't need the money right now, well then clearly paying the taxes isn't going to be a problem. After the taxes, you're going to have 80 cents on the dollar. Go get your nails done. Buy a new hat. Do something fun. Get a massage. Dinner at Ragazzi. Be good to you. You will hear this a lot from me. I tell my seniors very regularly, spend your money. Spend your money. Money should be spent by the person who sacrificed, saved, and sweat. You hear me? Or, I'll take the other position. You don't get to spend your money. I don't care what you did to earn it. I don't care what you did to get it. It's not yours. Quit being so nice. Where'd you buy those shoes? You should be barefoot. Spend it. Be good to you. Be good to you. You deserve it. This is pretty much, this 6,000 is pretty much the only easy one that we're sure all the seniors are gonna, or most of the seniors should be able to use. There's a deduction where if your income is low enough, you get a credit on the purchase of a new car. Show of hands, predicted new car buyers for the next 3 years? Okay, cool. Most of the other stuff, bracket changes are gonna be about the same, so that doesn't hurt you. The standard deduction is gonna go up. The standard deduction this year, if they had not made this change, would be about $35,000 for an Arizona senior. With this change, it functionally becomes $47,000. So, if the standard deduction is $47,000, how much medical do you have to have for it to be worth it for you to save your medical receipts? About $47,000. So I want to ask you, show of hands, over $40,000 in medical this year. Do you have an incredible medical story from this year? Because $45,000 comes with a story. $45,000 comes with, I was hiking up Mount Lemmon and they had to bring in a helicopter to pull me out. Then I was in the hospital for 9 months while $45,000 doesn't come from regular living in Green Valley unless you're in Posada or another facility. But most of my clients, like, do any of you have uncapped health insurance where you could pay out of pocket more than $10,000? Very few of my clients have uncapped health insurance. So they're sitting here going, what about the disaster? And I'm like, the disaster at most will cost you $5,000. And if your medical's capped at $5,000, will you itemize? You will not. Unless you are incredibly generous. And I'll get into that one a little bit later. Speaking of incredibly generous, the next sheet of paper we have is the annual gift tax inclusion. Green Valley's biggest myth. If you give somebody more money than the magical number that everybody goes 10, 15, 18, if you give them more money than that, how much do they pay in taxes? Mr. Kramek, your answer please?
Nothing at all.
Why nothing at all, sir?
Because there's no tax on the person that receives the gift.
This is correct. If you look at the top of any tax return that you've ever filed, this tax return is a U.S. income tax return. Income. Income is generated certain ways. Let us look and see. The federal government says income is generated through wages.
Makes sense.
Interest, dividends, retirement distributions, Social Security, sale of assets. Is a gift any of those things? It is not. It is a wealth transfer. So it is not taxed. Well, then why do they give a number and care? Guesses? So when they first came up with this idea that they were going to tax you at death, the amount was really small, $30,000. If you died with $30,000, they were going to tax the value of your estate over $30,000. So the IRS does things reactive and responsive. They are not very forward-looking. So they come up with a rule. They go, all right, we're going to start taxing estates. We're going to write that rule up, tax your estate if you die with more than $30,000. And they hand those rules out to the people in my profession. And the people in my profession killed that one. we're just gonna give all the money away. So that's what you're gonna do, you're gonna give all the money away. Do that for a couple of years and the IRS goes, man, we are not getting any of this money with dead people. What's happening? We don't know. You guys are giving, yes, we're giving the money away. Okay. So if you give any money away, you gotta put it on the tax return. We wanna know if you're giving money away. Any money? Any money, cool. I gave $10 for a birthday and, whoa, too many forms. 5,000. If you give away more than 5,000, we wanna know about it. If you give away less than 5,000, too many papers, just too many papers. So 5,000 or more, let us know about it. Okay, cool. So then when you die, they go back and they look at all the money you gave away. They look at all the gift tax returns that were filed, and they add up how much you gave away that was more than the annual exemption. And right now, the annual exemption is $18,000. So if you gave someone $20,000, there would be a form that said you gave $2,000 over the annual. And then when you die, they look at all your gift tax forms, they add it up. And then they take the money you died with, and they add it to the amount you gave away over the annual amount. And if that amount is high enough, they tax the crap out of your estate. 40%. And that amount is $13.99 million. If you die with less than $13.99 million, married couple, twice that, your estate will never be taxable. Roll that back, suck it in real deep, this is important. How much money do you have to give away and die with in your lifetime for your gifts to ever matter and for your estate to be taxable? How much money?
14 million.
14 million.
So I tell the lady this, and she comes in about the gift thing, and I tell her the 14 million, and she goes, oh God, I'm never gonna get there. And I say, man, your kids hope you do. Your kids a tax. So, and then kind of think about that. So a person who dies with a taxable estate of $15 million will have paid a certain amount of taxes in their lifetime, right? They will have achieved income that will have become this wealth. They will have paid a certain dollar amount in taxes. I could go find that client in my database and say, this is what this person paid in taxes over this many years. There's a certain amount. A person who paid half that much in taxes, do you think they have a comparable amount of wealth? They probably have half. So in the end, if you said up until now you had paid twice as much in taxes, all other factors being the same, would you be a lot richer? Yes. Because to pay that taxes, to have the liability, what do you have to have? What creates your tax liability? Income. And income sucks. We hate it. So the lady comes in. Lady comes in, she brings her broker. A couple of you have been in my office. Lovely chairs, big brown chairs. Comes in, brings her broker. I say, I'm looking at the meeting. I was like, oh, this is gonna stink. It's like, how can I help you? I can't believe how much money I paid last year in taxes. It was ridiculous. I've never paid that much before. It's just crazy. Something's gotta be wrong. I need to lower my taxes. And I look at her broker and say, my friend, you're doing your job too damn well. You made her too much money. This year, I need a much lower rate of return. And then I look at her. Done. That's not what she wants. Okay, what can I do? Income drives tax liability. Income is always good. Income drives tax liability. Income is always good. If your focus is the tax, you're missing it. Your focus is how much bigger your bank gets. You walk out of here, go to Desert Diamond, pull that thing one time, make 10,000. They tax it 5,000. How much is going into your bank? Did you just pay 5,000 in taxes? Are you pissed?
Yeah.
You're 5,000 richer though. Or you don't do it. Income is never taxed at 100%. Most Green Valley residents, 22 or lower. So the next dollar you make, you're keeping 78 cents. If you had to work harder for it, if you had to make another piece of jewelry, another piece of art, something like that, okay, maybe not. But if you get it on your butt, get the money. The money is always better. Make more money, have more money. Gift as much as you can. We have a theory here. We can tell you how much, as a Green Valley resident, we can tell you how much money it's going to take you to get to the end of your life. Do you want the easy formula? La Posada, $10,000 a month. Sound fair? Right? There's maybe some places that are a little cheaper. There's places in other states that are a little more expensive. But if I use $10,000 a month, then we should be able to go, that seems reasonable. So, annual cost for a person to live in Green Valley when they're in high care is about $120,000. $10,000 a month, full-on memory care at Posada. So take a look at your tax return. If you look at the first page of your tax return, what you're going to see is your income items. Okay? You're going to see your income items. And you're going to get a rough idea, like I put one up here. Which one are you looking at? You guys looking at 68? Okay. So we're going to look at this person. This is our 68K person. And if you turn the page over, what it says is, this person has no tax liability, and we don't tax all of Social Security, so this person has an annual inflow of $68,000. Andy, you need another one? I can grab you another one if you want it.
You need one.
Or you want this one?
Raise your hand.
No, I'm
got it? Oh,
I'm
okay.
running this, I'm
Okay,
just looking
sorry.
here, it's okay.
Well, I know.
So this person has an annual inflow of $68,000.
Okay.
If their outflow is $120,000 because they're in Posada, what's the gap?
52.
Do the math. Right? 52,000. Okay, so this person is in a care facility. Their annual expenses are $120,000. The money they bring in now is $68,000. They're eating their nest egg at $52,000 a year. Their nest egg is $500,000. How long will it last? 10 years. And they're in Posada full care. Do they live 10 years? Probably not.
Oh, yeah.
That's $500,000. If you go and you look at your stuff and between your house and what you've got invested, you've got more than $500,000, there's a 99.9% chance you will die with money. Do you hear me talking? If there's anything and I just told you that you question, it's only a number and I can adjust it and show you how your life fits in. My income isn't this. My outflow isn't this. I pop it into the Excel spreadsheet and go, this is what your number formula turns out to be. But in Green Valley, if you have $500,000 between your home and your other investments, total investments, if your net worth is over $500,000, there is a really, really good chance you're going to die with money. Do I want you to die with money? Hell no.
Well, you might have
I
family.
don't. And I don't want you to give a dime to anybody except for United Republicans of Green Valley.
That was cute. I like
Political contributions are deductible. So, and I probably am going too long here. So one of the things, like make an appointment, I'm telling you guys, there's the 2 rooms, and I'm going to do this without this because I have to use my hands.
I've got 2 rooms in hospice. One of them has the person that I talked to and said, look, spend it, do everything you can with it, blow it out, die with a buck. The other one has the person who learned from their parents, and their parents held on to it until the last day of their life. Now what their parents had was like $40,000 because they didn't go to college, they didn't have a pension, they didn't have any of that. They were like laborers, or they owned a little store or something. And my Green Valley residents, their role model on wealth transfer is people that were functionally, compared to my residents, poor.
Yeah.
You guys might remember that. I do.
Lived
So
all
this
my life.
person, right, I got the one who grew up in that situation where they're going, man, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm really not sure. There could be a cataclysm. There could be a thing. You don't know what's going on. I got to hang on to this money. Do they invest incredibly conservatively? Incredibly conservatively, right? Yeah. This one came in and we had the meeting. I said, look, ma'am, this is your money. This is how much it's going to go. I think you've got about $1.5 million that between now and the end of your life you could flow out to your people that you plan on giving money to when you die anyway. They're going to get the money when you die anyway. Now, right now, they're paying on a mortgage. at 7%. You're gonna give him the money in 15 years. What's the math on that?
What's money?
Like terrible, right?
Yes.
Oh, but I can't give him the money right now, because what if something, dude, you're in facility. You own your house, your situation is great. What you don't know what could come up, I know what could come up for 99.5% of people, because I have them. This lady says, all right, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna look at Joe's number. Joe's number is $500,000. I don't trust him. I'm gonna make it $1 million for right now. And I'm gonna say that $1 million I am hanging on to. Nobody gets that out of my hands until I'm really sure I'm on the edge. What do I have over that? $500,000. All right, folks, here's what I wanna do. I got $500,000 that I think my family is gonna get. So what I want you guys to do is send me an email, write me a lovely letter. Tell me why I should give you my money. I don't care about fair. I don't care the slightest about fair. I will be as fair to you as life was to me.
Oh.
So if you're looking at it going, why does John get 7 and I only get 5? Argue. Tell me why I should be upset with your thing. Guess what you're getting now? Nothing. But here's what I want. 5 years from now, I want memories. I want joy. I want to be sitting in a room with people, and when I go, I want to be broke, surrounded by people that are going, Grandma, remember when we went to Paris? Grandma, see how I graduated? Grandma, this is the house you helped us buy. Grandpa, do you remember when we did this? We went on this camping trip. Do you remember when we did this? I got those 2 rooms. In the room where they've given out the money, when they hear that tone, when they hear doo, are they sad? In the room where the guy's hanging on to the money, when they hear the tone, what are they thinking? Yeah. Payday is finally here. Now I'm putting a horrible thing on people, and there's going to be a bunch of people that aren't like that. But as you get closer to expiration and you're more and more confident that, man, my money is going to go to the people that I intend to get it, I implore you, reach out to them. Ask them, what can I do that when we do this, I'm going to look and go, wow! I had a lady who paid off the kid's mortgage. It was $175,000. She came into my office and it started with a hug. I have to hug you. Okay. Shit. I did what you said, and when I wrote that check, my daughter cried, and I cried with her, and it was one of the best moments of my life. And she doesn't even notice it, because her Charles Schwab is like 2.3 million, so she writes 175, and she doesn't even notice. What do you think it did for the daughter?
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Why don't we? Fear.
Yeah.
Something's gonna happen to me, something's gonna happen to me. Cool, don't do all of it. Do your chunk, do your piece. Find your family out there that you can do things for. Feel comfortable that you can start incrementally and work your way, so that in the end, you die with $1 because your cold hand giving it to someone who can't hug you back is just about the worst thing I can think of. Okay, I'm gonna kill another myth. I have this little worksheet that shows someone who made $1.1 million. Find your worksheet that shows the bracket for the $1.1 million. You got that one? Okay, there's a phrase people use. They go, I don't want to go into that bracket. It is a myth. You want to go into that bracket. Why do you want to go into that bracket? Because it means you made more money. Okay, but take a look at this, because I want you to find is every dollar sits in its bracket forever. So as we take a look at this, what you're going to see, this person who got $1 million, their first bracket for this married couple was $23,200 at 10%. Okay? $23,200 at 10%. Their final bracket is the 37% bracket. But that $23,000 is taxed at 10%. Because that's the bracket it's in. The next $70,000, or 140, 70, married couple, next $70,000 is taxed at 12%. The fact that the last dollar is taxed at 37 does not change the fact that that money in that bracket is taxed at its rate. So Elon Musk pays taxes. The first $16,500 in taxes, he pays it at 10%. Next chunk is at 12, chunk after that is at 22, chunk after that is at 24. So if you're in the middle of the 12 bracket, your income as a married couple is around $60,000. To get up to the 22 bracket, you would have to make an extra $35,000 taxed at 12%. That's about $4,200. A net gain of about $30,000. Do you want to make it to the 22 bracket? Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Do not fear the bracket. The old money stays at its old bracket. Your 10 stays at 10, your 12 stays at 12. If you win $1 million, if your income is $1 million today, you've got a 10 bracket. You have a 12 bracket, right? So don't fear, oh man, I could sell my stock for this much, but if I sell it for this much, I might go into another bracket. Okay, so sell it for less? Sell it. Do the bracket. There's also a 0 capital gain bracket. If you could find for me, I think I've got it on the 80. It's not on the 80. Did I put it on the 124? I think I put it on the one. Oh yeah, cool. If you find the packet that's got the, in the clipped part, there's one of the returns, married couple with 124,000.
Well,
Yeah, it's got that 124 on the front. We're going to the last page of that. It's the tax worksheet for this couple. It's the tax worksheet for that couple. And what you're going to see is there's this little part where it talks about the capital gain bracket, and there's $17,000 that is taxed at 0.
Wow.
Until your income gets over a certain level, your capital gains are taxed at 0. And then when you get to $45,000 for a single, $90,000 for a married, once you cross that, it starts being taxed at 15%. So a lot of my clients are gifting their not so well off children appreciated stock. Here's my Apple stock. I bought it at 15. It's at 200 now. If I sell it, it's all going to be 15% cap gain because our family makes more money than that. You're a married couple with an annual income of $50,000. You could sell $30,000 of this stock and have a cap gain of 0. Yes. Does this make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. How hard is it to do? To give somebody stock? You call your broker and you say, I got a man, I'm going to give him the stuff while I'm alive. Can we set up an account for my kid and I start flowing some stock into there and then they can do whatever they want with it? And you hand them the stock that they're going to sell, but in the end, going back to that, in the end they're getting the money anyway. Right? In the end. So you go, well, yeah, but if I wait until I die, they get the step-up basis. So that would remove the tax. Yes. So does this.
Yeah.
So if you can give it to them and the end effect is tax-free, why not do it now? Do they invest differently than you?
Sure.
How many of you have made the biggest investment mistake of the last 20 years? I bet all of you. I bet all of you. What was the biggest investment mistake of the last 20 years? Tell me this. All of you, is who in the room in 2014 could have lost $5,000 gambling and still be okay? In 2013, raise your hand if you could have lost $5,000 gambling in 2013 and still basically you wouldn't lose your house, you wouldn't, and I'm not saying it would hurt, I'm saying financially you probably would have still been okay. You probably, right? Right. So you could have taken the risk on Bitcoin. And it was $850 in 2014. Could you have bought 10? Lost the $8,500 if it had gone bad? If you had bought 10, what's that worth today? 1.2 million. 10 years. An $850 investment's up to $110,000. Could you have done it? Heck yeah, you could have done it.
Yes.
But you don't. Would your kids have done it? Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So what are they sitting on today that you won't buy? What if they had your account and your money, would they buy today that you won't buy? go to your grandkids, get them started, in 3 years go, how have yours done? And they're gonna go, mine grew up 85%. Go, I'm sorry, what do you have? And call your broker, I need to reallocate. My kid tells me I don't have enough Snapdragon or whatever the heck it is. And you say, I'm gonna take 10% of my stuff and go buy this. They invest differently than you do. By not giving the money now, you're kind of hurting them.
That's true.
Does that make sense? Okay, so I'm like, I know I go too long and there's too much time. Couple other things to go over real quick. If you are an Arizona resident and you're a married couple and you pay Arizona quarterlies of less than $2,000, stop. Make the charitable contributions instead. Is there anybody in the room who doesn't know about the Arizona Charitable Contribution Credit?
Yeah,
Raise a
I've
hand.
done it. I've done it.
You've done it, right?
Okay,
It's
you
great.
said he doesn't know.
So, married couple, $987. Married couple could give $987 to a local charity, and I've included on the back quite a few, so I'll give you the super easy one, Friends Indeed,
Friends,
right? Like if you live in this town and you don't know how good Friends Indeed is, you're walking blind. So, you give Friends Indeed, Arizona says you owe them $1,000, and you say, I'm gonna give $987 of that $1,000 to Friends Indeed. Do you get to keep the $987? No. Does Green Valley?
yes.
If I send $987 to Maricopa County, where does it end up?
Yeah.
Well, you supervise.
Yeah, we are not an incorporated city, we have no pull, we are a part of Pima County. Sahuarita's gonna chew us up, because they're an incorporated city. This keeps your money local. So if you're making estimated tax payments to Arizona, you could probably relieve your tax liability by making these charitable contributions instead. They are 5. You add all 5 up, the total comes to just under $5,000. You benefit foster care, you benefit a public school, you benefit a local charity, 2 different ways that you could benefit private school tuition organizations. Or send it to Phoenix.
Joe?
Yes, ma'am?
Are you saying that you can donate your max to different organizations, or do you have to donate just a limited amount?
No, you could, I've got people that to come up with the 980, they do 300 here, 300,
Okay,
there's something
that's
like
fine.
that.
Okay.
It's the total for the year that you can get for total donations to things. But if you add them all up, everything for a married couple, and that couple has an Arizona liability under $4,000, I would never send it to Arizona unless I had something against one of these contributions. But if I was in favor of the organizations, I'm paying the organization. They get my money. My cause gets supported. That's the thing. When we talk about taxes in the end, when we get through everything, people go, so first they don't like paying them. Go, oh, but you made all that money. Go, oh yeah, but I don't like what they do with them. In Arizona, they let you pick what you do with them. Who gets your dollars? That is the #1 tax complaint. I don't like what the government does with my money, so don't hand it to them. Hand it to the organization of your choice. They'll keep it here. All right, mind blower. The Arizona Small Estate. Just a word of advice, this is not necessarily legal. This is a position that I have. Please do not take this wrong. Do not take this as an insult. I hate trusts. I think trusts are complicated. I think trusts are functionally a set of IKEA instructions. I go up to a person and say, you've never been a trustee. Follow these legal instructions to the letter or go to court.
I agree.
Does a trust make a phone call?
No.
It doesn't send a letter. It doesn't perform a single task. A trust is a set of IKEA instructions. If I give 100 people a shelf of the set of IKEA instructions, how many will assemble it correctly? 100%? No. How much experience does a person typically have being a trustee? Very little.
0.
Didn't do it when Dad died, Mom finally died, I'm a trustee now. I got no, oh, hand them that. You have these obligations and responsibilities now. Or, if your estate is simple, your money going in is not complicated. I own a business. If I were to die today and my estate were to be split up, it would take some time because someone would have to sell my business, right? I would have to put it in a trust. My business is a complicated asset. Let me tell you 4 incredibly simple assets. Your bank account. your brokerage account, your retirement account, your land. All these are very simple. They have a fair market value today, right? The value that you have, the value of your wealth, we could go determine it today. So back when you guys were young, we did not have the designated beneficiary structure that we have now. We had bank accounts with payable on death. Do you know how those work? Okay?
Yeah.
So, how does it work? You fill out the paperwork at the bank and you say, when I die, this account goes to John, right? So, someone goes to the bank. What do they do at the bank to get the bank to transfer the account?
Sure, I guess.
Show them a death certificate.
Right.
Do they fill out a form? They do not. They prove that they're dead. Okay, what does a trustee do to transfer your bank account? They go and create an EIN number for the trust. They go to the bank and they say, create a bank account for this trust. Then they transfer the money into that bank account to eventually transfer it out. Is that more steps? That was the bank. Charles Schwab. You go to Charles Schwab, you say, here are my designated beneficiaries. Jack gets 50%, Jill gets 50%. You die. I go to Charles Schwab. I hand them a,
Death certificate.
do I fill out a form? No. Charles Schwab goes, we've been notified that they're dead. Charles Schwab pops into the system. About a week later, your beneficiaries get a letter or an email that says, you are now the proud owner of a Charles Schwab account. Go online, log in, get all this set up, get to your money. Did I have to fill out a form? Did I have to write a check? Okay. Transferable retirement, IRA. I go put designated beneficiaries. Jack gets half, Jill gets a quarter, United Republicans gets another 25%.
Oh.
You die, I take the death certificate to, I don't know, Allianz. She's dead. Cool, we have a thing, they do that, week later, people have their money. How much work did I do? Your land, you have to file a form with Pima County. It costs you $50 to file it, it's a transfer on death deed. I, Joseph Lessard, and my wife, Anna Haskovitz, owners of a piece of property 25 degrees north and 34 degrees south, not 1508, but that legal description, right? Las Campanas townhouses, lot 17. When we die, our property goes equally to these three people. File it with Pima County. I know this. I take the death certificate to Pima County. Hey, Joe's dead. Cool. We have a legal directive on paper. We're going to do that. In one day, I notify your wealth holders that you're dead. And they take all that money out of your estate. Now, we talk probate. All of that happens before probate. Are you with me?
Yes.
If I exhaust your bank account, your brokerage account, your retirement account, and your land, what do you have left?
Nothing.
You've got a car.
Uh-oh.
You've got clothes. Right? You said, what did you say?
A car.
A car. Right. Okay. In the state of Arizona, after designated beneficiaries, if what you have left has a value of $75,000 or less, probate is a 3-page form. And I've included the form in here if you want to see what it looks like. And the form basically says, Joe died, he died 30 days ago, I was in charge of the stuff, everybody's been paid, everybody's got their stuff, there's nothing left to do. And you file that with the state of Arizona. Or, hand all those tasks to a trustee. Which of the two is cruel?
Doing it yourself.
And we think there's this thing that people have just, so the gentleman comes up to you, do you guys know Richard Tranny? Do you guys know Richard Tranny? Super great guy, golfs, nice guy, I've seen him in like every place in town, I feel like he knows everybody. Richard comes to me and says, this is what I want to do with my money when I die, I've got these 16 people that I want to get it, a bunch of them are charities, some are some people, one special needs. So what do? I say, okay, what are you really looking for here? How do you want it to happen? What are your concerns? And he basically says, no taxes, I want it to be easy. So I explained to him the designated beneficiary structure. He has a couple of different houses, how would I split it? Do you want a couple people to get this one? Don't do like everyone gets a 16 of these 8 houses, give this one to 2 people, this one to 2 people, do it like that. So we do the whole thing, doesn't sit right with him, meeting goes bad. Mr. Tranny leaves, pissed off at me. And I tell Dion, my front desk person, like, look, get him back in here, get him back as soon as you can. It didn't go good, I gotta fix this. He's gone for about a week, he comes back. Sits down, starts it off like this. Okay, that one didn't go well. And when I left, I went and called 3 different friends of mine and said, look, I want to set up a trust. Should I do it? And they all said yes. So I need for you to convince me, tell me why you're the one that said no. And I said, okay, I got you. You know, one little question. When you told them what you were looking for, did any of them really ask you what you wanted? How you wanted it to go? And he said, no. I said, so they didn't really care about you wanting it to be easy, you wanting it to be fast. They didn't care about any of that. They didn't even ask you what you wanted, and they knew the product that you needed? Let me buy your next shirt. And you wear it around. I'll put something on the front of that. Hey, I bought you a shirt. You said a shirt. I didn't really know. So when you go to get the trust, when clients come to me and they go, I'm thinking about a trust, I go, cool, what's it going to do for you? They always answer, or almost always answer, I don't really know. And their 2 thoughts are taxes and probate. So taxes, how much you got to die with?
13
So, yeah.
Okay, so how many Arizona residents really need to care about taxes on a death?
Right.
All right. If your assets that are distributed outside of beneficiary is $75,000 or less, how much do you care about probate? None.
None.
Because you're going to fill out this 3-page form and that's going to satisfy it. So why get a trust? I think that's the end of my time, folks. Thank you all very, very much. My name is Joseph Lessard. I'm a CPA here in Green Valley. I do a radio program the 3rd Tuesday of the month on KGVY. It's on lunchtime, 12 o'clock to 12. That's supposed to be 12:15. It usually runs over, as you can imagine. My office is open year-round, Monday through Thursday, 8 o'clock to 3.
And you're always on the carts.
I'm not anymore.
You're not on
Did you
there.
call the
Not on the
secret?
cards. I switched it to radio.
What
Oh,
about
okay.
coffee time? Don't you advertise in coffee time?
I do. I'm in the coffee news. I'm in the coffee news. Me, Kim DeMarco.
Now
Who
you
else
get
is
the
there?
cart and I said,
Cart.
there he is.
Yeah, that's me. That was. Yeah, I never got any calls on the damn card. It was really, put your money out. I ran into this lady. She was a client of mine, actually. And I come to the restaurant, I sit down, and she goes, I think I know you. I said, ma'am, I sure hope so. I have a small business here in Green Valley. I spend about $2,000 a month in an effort to make myself known in this town. I hope to God you know who I am. And she goes, well, who are you? I said, I'm Joe Lessard. She goes, oh yeah, you do my tax return. Okay, who are you? And then she told me her name, and I'm like, oh yeah, you have the rentals. Anyway, I'm in Google, whatever, you can find me there. Monday through Thursday, 8 to 3. I have the best front office staff in town. My people are great. So if any questions about anything, whether you're a client or not, don't hesitate to give us a call. We can usually answer most of them or get you in the right path, and I generally don't charge for the first half hour. So if you want to just take a sit and kind of go over stuff, what we say is you got to walk out the door happier than when you walked in.
Say the radio channel again.
1080 KGVY. 1080 KGVY.
Oh, the local one.
Yeah, the local. Yes, ma'am.
Well, I lived in Aravaca for 60 years, so I appreciate you listing them there as good places to donate money. And I just
How long
met-
ago did you move out of Aravaca?
About 8 years ago, when I needed to be closer and where there were people that walk like I do, etc.
Did you ever meet an artist named Antonia Gallegos?
I know her, yeah.
And did you ever meet her husband, Roberto? Who does?
Absolutely, he's done electrical work for me.
Antonia's my mother.
No kidding. Well, how great.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's part of
She's
why.
well, she's more a sculptor.
She's,
does
well,
her
oh, this
sculptures.
month?
Yeah.
I don't think it's sculpt anymore. I think it went from sculpting to